For some time now, I thought that the internet and social media was going to create a broken generation. I thought the likes of TikTok and YouTube would serve as a massive distraction for everything that matters. And recently I came to the conclusion I was completely wrong. Of course, the internet can be used in the wrong way, and of course it can serve as a grand distraction from everything that actually matters. But so can television, so can a crossword, and so can newspapers. Those who use the internet in the wrong way are those who use those other distractions to get away from things that matter, like spending time with loved ones or talking to a family member. People have always found distractions to get away from this. The internet is not the problem. Instead, the internet has given this generation the best tool to spread positivity and promote kindness. I've been creating a community that pushes each other in all aspects of life, from self-improvement, getting great exam results, and even performing well at work. Last year, I actually quit YouTube because I lost my sense of direction. I was trying to compete with other YouTubers in areas I didn't actually care about. I started my YouTube with a goal of helping people and making people who might have felt lonely feel part of something. Little did I know that within a short space of time on YouTube, I actually created that. Through live streams, shorts and videos, I created an audience where no one was at the centre. The centre was the community, a group of people trying to do better. I spent 7 months away from YouTube, thinking and wondering, why did I quit? And at the core of why I stopped, it was because I stopped doing what I loved. I was spending hours editing videos and creating scripts on things I actually didn't care about. I logged into my YouTube Studio app on my phone to discover my community commenting, asking where I was, and wishing me all the best whatever I was doing away from YouTube. This actually truly touched my heart, and it really did make me think, hold on a second, I created the community I wished to create. It's already there. But what really shocked me, not because I didn't see the good in my community, because trust me, I did. Shout out to everyone watching right now who was here before, and also to all you new people. But I saw my subscribers asking each other how they were doing, seeing what they were getting up to in life. I saw so many comments wishing people luck in the future, and a special shout out to Ash and Seb, who was often popping up asking how things were going. I know there were many more of you, but these were the ones that stood out. This is when I knew the internet isn't bad at all. In fact, it's single-handedly the best thing that happened to this generation. We can use it as a tool, a way to grow and help each other. People who have never met can get behind each other and push them to achieve their goals. Do you know how powerful that is? At that very moment, I knew what I needed to do. I needed to help people, at least one person, get 1% better every day. Even if that's just by being a positive influence at the start of the day. So I asked myself, how can I do this? How can I help one person a day get 1% better, or one person a day feel more positive when they wake up in the morning? First of all, meaningful daily shorts, showing motivational quotes, and a little personal touch from myself where I genuinely wish you a good day, or ask a question about your plans and how you'll make your day that little bit better. Then videos where I push you to create better life for yourself and compare yourself to your past self rather than comparing yourself to others. And genuinely give you real life advice based on my own experiences, and hopefully in the future I can create meaningful content to inspire you as well. I'm also going to look to use your guys' comments to create inspiring videos as well, because I know you guys have the knowledge and the know-how as well. So honestly, the reason I'm here is because I saw the good in the internet. I saw what you guys were saying, and I saw that there's potential in what we're creating here. We will thrive and we will create a better world for ourselves. And it really does start with pushing each other and pushing our results. And finally, of course, the live streams. These are a little bit more lighthearted, and it's really just simple. It's me playing Minecraft with a microphone. Nothing fancy, just me and my community spending time together to escape an otherwise hectic reality. The core of what the channel was created on. I've now got a number of viewers that have got over 20 plus hours of watch time in my stream. And I genuinely think that's crazy, but at the same time, I think why not? But when I really deep it, I have people taking time out of their day to join me and escape reality, and join up with a fantastic community that spend time with each other and enjoy each other's company. And the common ground is this virtual game we call Minecraft. Seth Godin said, there's no shortage of remarkable ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them. I love this. This is something I heard and I absolutely loved, and I just had to put it in this video. I realised from my streams and from my videos that people have great ideas all the time. I get to see these in the form of comments. I know not all communities are great, and not all communities avoid toxicity, but here, I see great ideas, great people, and great motivators. I've asked a few questions about people's goals, and the responses I've had have been great. Anything from building a great Minecraft world, getting better at drawing/arts, and even losing weight. None of these goals are more important than the next. The reason for this is because each goal is individual to that person. The value is quantified by the individual setting the goal itself. So why am I grateful for these people? I'm grateful because they came to my community and they were able to set a goal. They did this off their own back, but they used the words we'd created together to push themselves. And that makes me so happy and so fulfilled with what we're doing here. If you're listening to this right now, please write down one goal and let me know in the comments. I don't mind what it is, as long as you're striving for something, I'll be proud of you. And so will my community. In fact, not only do I want you to tell me one goal, I want you to show some support for someone else's goals in the comments. Leave a supportive comment and get behind them. Even if this is a tip, or even just with kind words saying you believe in them. Do it now. Help the community. Just like the quote says though, we all have ideas, and some are great, and the only thing missing is the drive to execute them. Go out and achieve greatness, and the first thing you need to do is write the idea down. I've already given you mine, which is to release a short every single day motivating you to have a great day. That's it. It's simple, it's easy, and it's something that I want to do. I could see this as a challenge by saying 200 plus shorts I need to make, but instead it's simple. The way I look at it is 7 well-made videos every single week. This is a simple way to tackle an otherwise challenging task. Break it down into realistic ways that you can actually handle your goals. The best asset we have for making a contribution to the world is ourselves. Greg McGowan. This again is a great quote I want to take further. You are the only person that can truly influence, and you're the only person that can have 100% control, and you're definitely the only person that can create the change in the world you want to make. This is down to 3 reasons in my opinion. Direction, determination, dedication. Let me explain. Now first off is direction. Direction is really defined by your own values and beliefs. This is normally formed with something you are very good at or something you struggled with. And the reason for that is because you want to help others through that. Ultimately, your direction is goal creation phase. This is where you figure out what you want to do and why you want to do it. Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Wow. This is of course true, and you can only predict the future by creating it. As I mentioned before, I have predicted that by the end of the year, I will have a motivational video every single day from this day forward on the channel. This is a prediction that I'm creating. The reason why I know this will happen is because the power is in my hands. I have the direction, the determination, and the dedication. This is why I believe this generation is going to be fantastic. Why I believe that social media is such a great place to grow rather than a distraction. Because anyone watching this is just trying to find their direction, which is fine. In fact, it's great. Most people start working towards the goals that matter to them later in life because it took them many adult years to work out what mattered to them and how they could work towards it. In fact, some people never find what really matters to them. And I think this generation has a massive advantage. In fact, I know it does. Ray Kroc, he joined McDonald's in his 50s and transformed into the world's leading fast food franchise you now know it as. Late 50s. Mr. Sanders, at the age of 65, after a series of different jobs and ventures, Colonel Sanders focused on his passion for cooking. He started a franchise for his recipe for fried chicken, which led to the creation of KFC. 65 years old. Why did I share those 2 stories? I wanted to show you that it's never too late. You might be 10 years old, you might be 16, you might even be 30. Who cares? Even if you're over 50, never stop dreaming and working towards the goals that you want to create. It doesn't matter how old you are when you discover what you want to do, it just matters what you do with that. Strive for greatness. Tony Robbins said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. I love this statement and it's so true, and it's going to help us with the next part of what I said earlier, which is direction again. Now direction is something I could explain in Minecraft terms in so many ways, but let's go for the simple one. Visible means a big goal, something that people can appreciate. Let's say a full beacon in your survival world. In order to get the visible trophy, you need to set goals and achieve certain things first, right? So let's say you need to get your tools, you need to get your armor, then you need to get the wither heads, then you need to get a collection of iron, gold, or emeralds to get the blocks. You need to prepare for the wither fight, and then you need to fight the wither itself. So many steps. So if you just said, I want a full beacon, it's not going to be enough. All of these tasks are invisible. Who cares that you spent 5 hours in the nether getting wither heads? No one. No one cares about the other parts either. The only thing people care about is the end results, the full beacon. You can look at this in two different ways, in my opinion. No one cares about the journey, only the results. This means you can align your focus and knuckle down on goals without worrying about other people's judgment. It's literally you versus you. Is the only way to achieve big goals is do the invisible tasks. This means, sure, set big goals, but set objectives that help you build towards that bigger goal. If you want to get strong in the gym, you have to sort your sleep, diet, recovery, routine, and work harder than the time you went to the gym before. This means the big goal has easy to understand goals within it. This prevents you from being overwhelmed and allows you to continue your great work and hopefully achieve that visible achievement at the end. This means you have turned the invisible visible. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Wow. I feel like I need to say that one more time. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Dream big, dream smart, dream better. Have a massive goal, then work backwards. Work out how you can make your dreams come true. Can you do something today to work towards it? Can you do something tomorrow? Could you do something every day to work towards this goal? Or do you have to wait for other things to happen first? Often we tell ourselves, I need to wait until I can do this or get better at it. But how are you going to do this without just starting? Your first Minecraft house, let's be honest, sucked. So will your second, and you might continue to suck even after 100 Minecraft houses. But let me tell you something, your 100th base will be infinitely better than your first. So just start, work on your project, get things done, and your life will drastically improve. And if you need some motivation, we're here for you. We will push you to those goals. Now, the second one, determination. A dream does not become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Now, I really love this quote for many reasons. I have so many ideas all the time, some great and some not so great. But really, if I invested hard work into all these ideas, they would become a reality. Look at my YouTube channel, for example. I had a dream to make one person's day 1% better through the power of YouTube and the power of the Minecraft community. What did I do first? I just started, and now I continue. I took the first scary leap, and then I continue to work hard on that goal. I want you to do the same. Strive big for big targets and just start. Just do it now. If you're setting a target, you need to want to do this, as this is what creates your determination. Even the most committed and talented people will fail without a driving force, which is simple. The reason you do something. If your goal isn't something that matters to you, go back to step one, which is direction. Even if you're investing time into it currently, you need to start again, because if you have no drive, you're not going to continue. Again, look at my channel. Me, the person advising you and giving you guidance, even I quit. I got to step 3 and I realised I didn't enjoy my intentions. I had to take time away from the channel to create a plan, something that I wanted to do before going forward. I want you to make mistakes. I want you to get out your comfort zone, because without these errors, you won't end up finding the right path for you. Don't fear these mistakes, embrace them, learn from them, do what I did. It doesn't matter if you make loads and loads of effort towards a goal that you don't care. What matters is you realise you don't care about it and you start again and you refocus on something that you do care about. You're successful the moment you start moving towards a worthwhile goal. A full diamond set of armour in Minecraft is impossible to get without your first wooden pickaxe. Unless you're a great trader, and even traders, you have to work towards this, because much like in survival Minecraft, in the real world, you have to work for the things you want. You can take baby steps or even huge leaps. Either way, you're taking steps towards your big goals, and I'm proud of you. Once I read something, it said 4,000 hours is all that is required to become a master of something. Yes, a master. I then read a counterpoint that said you actually need to change 4,000 times to become a master at something. This completely changed my view. I actually couldn't agree more with the second quote. Of course, if you did the same task repetitively for 4,000 hours, but you did it exactly the same time every single time for the 4,000 hours, you're going to do the exact same thing. You haven't grown, you haven't become an expert. However, if you changed your approach 4,000 times, you will end up with a masterful plan that will enable you to win with just a wooden sword. If you go to the end and fight with a wooden sword continuously for 4,000 hours in the exact same way, you're never going to win. However, if you changed your approach 4,000 times, you will end up with a masterful plan that would enable you to win with just that wooden sword. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world, but if your approach is better than your last, you're edging closer to perfection. The way I interpret the statement is that you aim to improve your day with one small change every day, and then you'll become smarter and you'll become the master of your day eventually. Things can get in the way of your perfect day, like school, homework, normal work, and events, but you can treat them as opportunities to perfect your perfect day. How can you fit the little things you really want to do around these other commitments? Do you have to walk to school or commute to work? Is there an opportunity to improve your commute or walk by adding in something you love? For me, learning and growing is something I love every day. So when I'm on the train, I listen to audiobooks because this is something I love doing. I'm working it into my routine. What do you love to do and how can you work it in? I just want to quickly go back to the 4,000 changes approach. Finding something meaningful to you and something you want to get better at, or even would love to be an expert at, and start making small changes that improve your ability at that. Keep growing and learning things to do with that activity. Even if it's a sport or just something you have a goal towards, the more you work towards improving your approach at something, the better you will become. This can come in many forms. Some people look to do things faster, so if it took them 1 hour to do 60 maths questions, for example, they aim to get it done in 10 minutes. I know it sounds ambitious. Or some people will look to improve to get more advanced, so completing 60 questions in 60 minutes, but these questions are far more advanced than what they started with. Find your area, find your goals, make small changes, and I can guarantee after making improvements every single day, you will look back and think, wow, I'm so much better at this now. Michelle Obama once said, "The only limit to the height of your achievement is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work for them." I love this. It has a few meanings, but it really does cover all bases. The way you can break it down is dream big, work hard, and you will achieve greatness. Don't limit your own growth, go out and dream big. You can listen to influencers pushing you to do crazy things. And I can't lie, as positive as the internet is, the internet can be very loud sometimes. What do I mean loud? The internet is very quick to push you to do one thing, let's say digital marketing, forex trading, or dropshipping, and I've never understood pushing goals onto people. I don't want you to think I want to earn X amount of money every single month. I don't care how X amount of money every month, and I don't care how I earn this, because you will end up being miserable. I want you to think, what matters to me? What in the world would I love to change? As you're growing up, you have so much time to think and so much time to grow yourself without the pressure of having to earn any money in most situations. Take advantage of this time. Honestly, write notes on your great ideas. I'm fortunate enough that I still have enough time to come up with ideas and write them down. And every so often I fall in love with my ideas and I put effort towards them, like this YouTube channel. And as someone who is growing up, this might just provide you with the right direction. Going back to that point from Michelle Obama, if you have direction, you can create a dream. And when you create a dream, don't start small, go big. Don't you dare set your own limitations, shoot for the stars with your goals. So when you start working towards, you have a huge drive. If you have a small goal, you may hit this within a year, then you lose your drive. Your goal has been achieved, so what's the point in continuing? That's where goal setting becomes important, as it will help you working hard, which gives you that willingness Michelle Obama mentioned, to keep pushing, to keep grinding, to keep changing. The world moves so quick, and people think that it's a bad thing, but actually, it is what makes things interesting. Keep adapting to the new world, and keep making it that little bit better, even if it's just for one person in a day, or if it's for 1 million people in a day. One of my friends asked me at the gym how many reps he should do, which is basically how many times he should move the weight up and down. I genuinely said to him, I'm not going to set a limit on you. And right then and there, I thought, wow, that statement is so valid in every avenue of life. I was talking about something so simple, as I wanted him to push himself and not stop at a certain limitation. But it got me thinking, we have people limiting us all of our life to stop us from hurting ourselves or stop us from being disappointed. But this is the wrong approach in life. Why limit expectations when you can push for real change in the world or just in your own life? Sure, having small goals will give you that little dopamine hit that gets you through the day. And actually, I want you to have small goals, but people limit themselves to only small goals, which is where you're going wrong. Create a huge goal, then create small goals that you need to achieve to make that huge goal turn into a reality, and never let someone else set your limitations, especially if they're trying to protect you. The only thing a limit is protecting is your ability to grow into the person you truly want to become. Only take advice of people who are doing something you want or in a position you want to be in. This is brutal, but it's a bit of advice I've heard, and I don't want you to take it to an extreme, but there is some truth to it. Now think of a life you want to live, as cool or as normal as you want it. Again, it's a life you want to live. No one else has a say. Now think, does my parents, teachers, or anyone I know have this life? If the answer is no, and in most scenarios it is, then you can't follow the same path they went down, because you end up in the exact same position with the exact same result. If you want to create a special life, seek out those that live that life you want and listen to what they say. Listen to how they've achieved it and how they've treated other humans. I'll come back to this in more detail later in the video. So section 3 is dedication. This is the amount of time you spend on something. William Penn once said, "Time is what we want most, but what we use worst." This statement is so true, and I don't want you to become some super militant person demanding that every woken minute of the day you should be focused, because this is impossible. Instead, I want you to use time to appreciate what you have, the tools you have available, because we're all lucky in some ways, and gratitude will keep us positive and potentially help us be even more productive. This section is all about the final stage of what you have to do in order to thrive at a goal or a mission you have. Dedication to something you want to achieve or something you are working towards is your willingness and the time you've invested into something without any outcomes. This is the amount of work you're going to do to make your dream come alive. Often you have to put in a lot of work before you even get any payout whatsoever. So how much work are you willing to put in without the payout? My advice is to never give up. Unless the project is no longer right for you, keep pushing, keep grinding, and if it's truly something you believe in, then why not work? Because if it's right for you, then no doubt you'll be enjoying what you're doing. Anyway, so just keep working. I believe in you. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours in a day. Now I agree, we all have a tool that is time. Some more fortunate than others, as some people have more free time than others, but the point still stands. We all have available time that we could spend on something meaningful to us. Again, I want to stress this doesn't have to be something crazy. I want you to have big goals, but of course I want those goals to be relevant to you and your own journey. If this goal is to literally spend 1 hour with your family, then why not work towards that? Again, goals are relevant to individuals and where you are in life. Goals can be as big as you really want, and it can be as big as something like changing the entire world. I do want you to be specific though. If your plan is to change the world, then how are you going to do this? Do you want to improve people's mood, give them access to something, or improve an element of their life? Make your goals specific. Your dreams deserve your time. Nurture them with dedication. Save this. Write it down because it's all that matters. Your dreams deserve your time. What else do you need? Honestly, this is the most true statement I've ever read. And maybe you're going to lose sight of this, but I want you to come back to it. I've lost sight of it in the past and I've worked back towards it. You're always going to have dreams and you're going to lose them and you're going to get them back again. But as long as you remain focused on it over a long period of time, you will make them come true. Working towards a dream is how we have drive. It's how we continue going every day. So what? Find your dream, because with a dream, you'll dedicate yourself to something. And with dedication towards your dreams, who knows, it might become a reality. But making your dream into a goal is a huge step in itself, because the way I see that is it's no longer just a thought, it's actually something you're working towards. So dream big, work towards these big dreams and make your tomorrow a better one than today. As long as your tomorrow is always improving, then so will your life. Dedicate yourself to something huge if you can. Distraction at its core is this: confusion about what matters. Any distraction often comes as you're trying to fill gaps in time. But when you have a true drive to complete something or a great understanding of how to get from point A to point B, then you'll likely not get distracted at all. Focus really isn't a strong point of mine, so I'm not going to pretend to be some guru in this area. However, because I know my attention is bad, I found tools that help me, which may just help you. First things first is setting goals that meet your attention span. I know that I can actually focus for 30-minute time blocks. So whenever I'm going to do something that takes longer, I give myself the full effort for 30 minutes without any distractions whatsoever. And then I rest my mind for a few minutes. I'll do push-ups, or listen to a song, or literally go and make a coffee. I know this isn't always possible, but if you find what focus period works best for you, then you can work efficiently, or even just allowing yourself to daydream after a 30-minute time block for a couple of minutes before focusing again. This means you're basically hacking into your own brain and finding out what works for you, and then you can thrive using this. The other thing I've started to do is listening to focus music. This is 40 Hz beats on Spotify. This has been proven to help studying and focus sessions, as it's a beat in your ear to help maintain the focus on whatever you are doing. Match this with the time blocking system I was talking about just a minute ago, and you'll become the master of your own concentration. It's remarkable what you can achieve when you put your full focus into it, rather than dipping in and out of a task at any given moment. Granted, social media does make this harder, but like I said in the video, those that choose social media as a distraction would have picked something else in the past. So don't be annoyed at yourself for procrastinating. Instead, use your knowledge as a superpower to develop a better version of yourself. There is no benefit to beating yourself up about past decisions. Instead, lock in and work out how to improve yourself today and tomorrow. You've got this. Earlier I mentioned about taking advice of people who's living the life you want to live and ignoring those who don't. Now this is an extreme method to achieve greatness, but I want to make something very clear. I'm not going to tell you to ignore teachers and parents as they don't live the life you want to live, but I'm telling you who you should pay closer attention to and who you should take notes from. Now, when you get older, you have the ability to make decisions about your own life, and these decisions should come from you, not your teachers or your parents, but you can accept guidance or at least listen to them for options. Not all options are good, and ultimately you have the power to decide good from bad, but you should spend time working out what you want from life in order to determine that good from bad, because one person's good choices is another person's bad. Never do something or commit to something because someone else wants you to. I have friends that went to university because their parents wanted them to. This is so wrong. Never work on someone else's dreams and never work towards someone else's goals. You're not a trophy, you're a human, and any decision you make that affects your future should only come from you. I don't want you to use life decisions as something you should stress over, but I do want you to take time before making them and ask yourself two simple questions. Is this going to help me live the life I want to live? And the second question, is this something I want to do, or am I doing it for someone else? If I could get you to take one thing away from this entire video, it is right here. And if you want to write it down, please do. But this is my point. I want you to dream big in this loud and scary world. I want you to work towards those dreams, so long as the dreams are something you're passionate about. I want you to never set your own limitations or allow others to set limitations for you. And finally, I want you to work towards the life of your dreams. These are the 3 points that will take you very far in life. Dream, create, limitless. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. Action is power. So I've seen knowledge in the form of very smart people. This is the smartest people that I used to go to school with, or the smartest people I used to work with. But where did that knowledge take them? Honestly, the smartest people I know or have worked with in the past often lose course and end up working dead-end jobs and never dream big. Those people who are getting the top grades in your class and are arrogant about it, will likely end up in a way worse position in the future because they're used to being the best. And the reality is, if you're always the smartest person in the room, or at least believe you are, you're only limiting your own growth in the future. Those people I knew that often weren't the smartest in class in all areas, but instead worked hard towards being smart in one area or a couple of areas, they thrived after leaving school, as they had the passion and the ability to grow in selected areas. They understood that to grow they needed to be in rooms where they weren't the smartest, as they knew that being the smartest in the room meant they couldn't continue to grow and improve in other areas. My most successful friends found passion and accepted that they needed to continue to grow in order to be successful. The world changes and so should you. I've mentioned so many times in this video already that the world is changing fast, and there is nothing wrong with that. However, due to the speed that the world is changing, something that is relevant now might not be relevant next year. Heck, it might not be relevant next week. My point here is that to thrive in the world that is changing all the time, you have to have the ability to accept change. You also have to have the ability to adapt to new surroundings. So never stop growing. You can treat change like an update in Minecraft. New things get added, which can help you get better at things you already have and the processes you already carry out. Look at a new update to find blocks, mobs, or changes that A, you find fun and exciting, or B, can help you with projects that you're already completing. By taking advantage of new changes in Minecraft and the real world, you can get to goals faster, smarter, and even more fun in certain scenarios. How can I summarize all of this? The world moves fast. This is a good thing. Take advantage of the new age and work towards goals that matter to you. Utilize the tools available to you and thrive in this new age. Find people who have positive influence on your life and keep them in your life, as positivity is the key of any success. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney. I'm guilty of not following this, and so are you. I created grand goals, but I never actually worked on them. I got distracted, I'd procrastinate, and I never actually got round to completing the goals that I wanted to achieve so badly. And until recently, I did just procrastinate. I never made the change I wanted to make. And why was this? It was because I wasn't organised. I had no structure. I had no plan. And to be honest, the goals that I had didn't align with what I wanted to achieve. They didn't align with things that I believed in. So instead, I created a plan that matched what I wanted for my life and matched what I wanted for this world. So what can you learn from what I learned? Work towards your goals, but your goals should be your passion. If you're not passionate about something, you're likely not going to work on it as hard as you would if you were passionate about it. If you don't know what you're passionate towards, don't worry. You'll figure it out. It's just a matter of time. Don't apply too much pressure to yourself, because you may never discover what you're looking to do if you're constantly worrying about it. Sometimes some of your greatest ideas will come when you are at your most relaxed. Peer pressure. Is it bad? Peer pressure is brandished as bad. But is it truly defined by those who you surround yourself with? Of course. Bad influences will, of course, be bad. However, if you surround yourself with loving and inspiring people, they will peer pressure you into making that big jump, or even just that small step towards a better life. As I'm writing this script, I peer pressured someone today. Yes, it sounds terrible, but let me explain. I was at the gym and I was about to go into the cold plunge. Someone rushed in front of me because they didn't see I was waiting. They hopped in the cold plunge and I was absolutely fine with it. His friend who was nearby noticed that he'd jumped in front of me and apologised for his friend's actions. I said, no, it's absolutely fine, don't worry about it. I even asked him, are you going in? And he said no. He said, I couldn't dare go in the cold plunge. I said, why not? His response was it was way too cold for him and he just didn't want to. I said to him, well, now your mate's done it, you may as well. I said, even if you get a few seconds, this will be really good for you. And guess what? He got in, and he was grateful he got in. It improved his day and likely pushed him to do another good thing in the day. He thanked me and said, have a great day. Thanks for pushing me to do that. And this was all before 8 in the morning. So it started my day off on a good note as well. So, is peer pressure bad? I don't think so. Be a positive influence and find positive influence to find a better future for yourself and the people around you. Pick these people carefully, as no matter what you do, you'll be influenced by the people you surround yourself with. If you don't have friends or family pushing you to achieve bigger and better things, then you need to find someone willing to push you to achieve this. This can be friends, a boss, or even a teacher. Just find someone that sees your potential. So just to summarize, peer pressure is brandished as bad. But peer pressure is only bad when someone's pressuring you to do something that A, you don't want to do, but B, is negative. But peer pressuring someone to do something that's going to help them towards their goal and achieve their potential is positive. Don't let people convince you peer pressure is bad. We must give a lot of thought to the future, because that is where we're going to spend the rest of our life. If you're 8 to 14 years old, you can relax a little bit. Life will not change for you in the next few weeks. But if you could devote some time towards finding what you enjoy and finding what you're good at, you'll be better off than most people your age. If there's a job out there that requires something you're good at or involves something you enjoy, then you've hit the absolute jackpot. I want to stress the point that taking some time towards things you are actually good at can help you make decisions on your future. Are you good at maths? Are you good at writing? Whatever you're great at, you can spend time working on these skills and potentially turn these skills into a method of earning money. You can also do the same with things you enjoy. If you become so good at something you can enjoy and can make money off that, or find a way to make money from that, then boom, you're winning at life. I read a book recently called The Psychology of Money, and it gave some really great insight, which I'll break down for you. The first lesson was no one's crazy. Your personal experience with money makes up a tiny fraction of what happened in the world, but they significantly shape how you perceive the world. People from different generations, backgrounds, and life circumstances learn very different lessons about money. Investment decisions are often anchored to early experiences in adulthood, rather than the rational analysis of goals and investment options. Now, these are key points taken directly from the book, but I can put this in a different format that's relevant to you. If you started playing Minecraft when bread was the best food supply, then maybe, just maybe, you'd still be eating that to this day. Because it works, it's easy to understand, and why would you need to change? However, if you started playing Minecraft when it was super easy to get golden carrots, in advanced worlds in Minecraft, you wouldn't even consider using bread, as it's worthless compared to your amazing golden carrots. This is a simple tale of the times. Consider this. The same thinking goes behind how you treat money and lifestyle. You learn from the people around you and what you're exposed to. So if your parents loved education and push this onto you, you may either enjoy education or feel the need to do well due to pressure from parents. Your tolerance to risk is often a tale of the times, or of your upbringing. As your parents don't take risks in life, you often play it safe and you're likely to do the same. Don't worry, this isn't a magic curse on you. You're able to change your ways and use your parents as a way to learn from their mistakes. Do you want to be the same, or do you want to be your own individual with your own choices and personality? Don't feel pressured to follow the same path as someone else, or to copy how other people do things. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for being you. Don't let someone else tell you who to be. I follow this in my daily practice. Although I love my parents and see them as my idols, I want a different life to them. Therefore, I have to do things very differently. I hope this makes sense. So if I could take one of those statements again and change the words money to life choices, let's see the quote again. People from different generations, backgrounds, and life circumstances learn very different lessons about life choices. So now we can see the importance of reflection and how we can look at why we do certain things and how we do them. Don't worry, this is often drilled into us from an early age, but the benefits of having free will is that we can change whenever we want. It's just a case of working out what we want to change about ourselves and why. Section 2 of the book covers luck and risk. Luck and risk play a role in almost all financial outcomes. Individual efforts matter, but it can only take you so far. Outliers have a disproportionate impact on overall results. Now, let me change the words to make it a little bit more relevant to you, and we can discuss that in greater detail. Luck and risk play a role in almost all of life's outcomes. Individual effort matters, but only takes you so far. People who change and do things differently perform better than those who stay the same in life. Now we have a better understanding of the meaning behind those statements, we can break them down more. The book is all about investments and people's view on money and risks. I see this as a great resource for all of you, as risk is associated to almost everything we do in life and directly involved in how we grow as humans. Yes, risk equals growth. But as the first point does state, there is always a bit of luck involved. I would like to mention you can create your own luck. This is by doing things we've discussed already in the video, by having positive influences around you and being at the right place at the right time. Very rarely do we find opportunities from the comfort of our own home. We tend to find them in new spaces, when speaking to new people, and honestly this is something that is so hard. I also don't recommend you start going out to cafes and speaking to strangers if you're under 18 years old, but I do recommend speaking to new people, whether that's at school or family friends. The more people you can build relationships with in better spaces helps you get better at the art of relationship building, and the more comfortable you get building these new relationships, you really are turning the uncomfortable into comfortable, which means when you're at a job interview or creating new friendships in the future that require a brilliant first impression, you're going to thrive rather than crumble. So just to confirm, success requires a lot of risk and a little bit of luck, but try creating your own luck and don't rely on random luck. Now the second point, individual effort can only take you so far. Wow, that statement is very true. Like I was saying about relationship building, not only is it important to build the skills of building and maintaining relationships, but you also need to learn how to harness the power of relationships and use it to your advantage. Don't get me wrong, not all relationships need to be transactional, but often you can offer people things and they can offer you things that propel you both. Don't neglect that when talking to new people in the future. The statement is true though. Most great things are built in teams, and most projects are not done alone. Think about this in terms of Minecraft. If you and your friends worked on a survival world relentlessly for months, committing to creating the coolest world you can, with cool builds, a shopping district, amazing mines, paths, and decorative projects dotted everywhere, do you think you'd do more than if you were doing that on your own? Of course, working as a team, you would achieve loads more. Unless someone got bored and exploded it all, then your solo world wins. The moral of this statement is to work together. Don't shy away from teamwork, as when done properly, it can give you access to a superpower that you've never had before. Keep a team together and bonded, and there's no limit on what you can achieve. The final statement, which I changed heavily, refers to the ability to adopt and try new things to set you apart from the rest. And in almost all situations, the person willing to adopt and try new things beats the people stuck in their ways, or people who follow the normal method of doing something. Don't be scared of being different. You're amazing in your own individual ways, so never let people change you. I often get distracted heavily, and growing up I let this get to me, and it really did annoy me. I now embrace it into my personality. If I'm in a room of people, you're gonna know about it. This isn't because I'm loud and overbearing, but it's because I always have things to say and talk about, and I'm always talking. People can love me or hate me for it, but I accepted myself, and I'm not looking to change anytime soon. Learn a lesson from that. Always be yourself, and if you ever want to make change, make sure it's you that wants to make the change, not someone else. When I encourage change, I really am talking about the approach to activities and things you do in life, not your personality itself. And the final point in the book is compounding. Compounding is a powerful force in wealth accumulation. Small, consistent actions over time lead to significant results. Patience and long-term thinking are essential. Again, let me transfer these statements into something a little bit more relevant to you. Compounding is a powerful force in improving your everyday life. Small, consistent actions over time lead to significant results in improving your future. Patience and long-term thinking are essential for growth and motivation. Again, great points, and these are easy to explain in terms that help us improve and make steps towards a better future. I believe that honestly, these are the most important points in the entire video. First off, compounding effects. The easiest way I can explain the compounding effect to you is imagine you plant 3 bits of wheat in your Minecraft world and you let them grow all the way. Once you farm them, you could get 5 to 8 seeds back from those 3. Then you plant those 5 to 8 seeds, which could turn into 13 to 18, which turns into 27 to 35 seeds. All of this originated from just those first 3 seeds. Every time you put more seeds back into the farm, the greater your overall return will be. This is down to the compounding effect, as your original effort is paying out and every other effort you put in is also paying out. This is the same in real life and can really treat you well in a number of areas. So how can compounding help you right now? Well, of course, you could start planting seeds in Minecraft or you could put the work in real life. The theory is basically the work you put in yesterday is still there today, and the work you do today adds to the work you did yesterday. If you can build up weeks and weeks of work, you end up with quite the catalogue of progress and start to see the effects of compounding. Imagine you're learning a new language, let's say Spanish. Here's how you can experience real growth every day. So start small, learn just one word a day. Use that word. Try to use that word in a sentence or conversation. Teach it, share that word with a friend or teach it to someone else. Build on it. The next day, learn another word, but also review the word you learned the day before. Over time, your vocabulary is not only going to grow, but you also understand how words connect to form sentences and sentences to conversations. This is like compounding interest, where your knowledge base grows and your connections between what you know strengthens and expands. The principle can be applied to any skill. Math, solve one new type of problem each day. Science, learn one concept daily and see how it relates to what you learned before. History, connect today's events with the past events to see the bigger picture. By consistently adding to your knowledge and skills, you're compounding what you know and can do. It's about taking small, manageable steps every day that build up over time, leading to significant growth overall. This book, of course, refers to the compounding effect of money. So put simply, here is a great concept to understand the money aspect because I feel like I have the responsibility to share both meanings. If you ask the average person if they want a penny doubled for 30 days or £2 million right then and there, most people are going to take the £2 million. It's a tricky question. Doubling a penny doesn't seem like it would amount to much, right? Well, at the end of 30 days, that 1p is actually worth £5,368,709.12. And just to confirm this, Albert Einstein once said, compounding interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. What is one skill you can work a little bit towards today to start achieving your own compounding effect? Number 4 is getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Becoming wealthy is one thing, staying wealthy is another. Managing risk, avoiding unnecessary losses, and preserving wealth matters more than chasing high returns. Contentment plays a crucial role in long-term financial success. Now let's reword those to make them, again, a little bit more relevant to you guys. Becoming successful is one thing, staying successful is another. Managing risk, avoiding unnecessary mistakes, and preserving success and happiness matter more than chasing high, quick thrills. Contentment plays a crucial role in long-term happiness and career success. That's a little bit better. Now we can truly break down how this chapter can help you guys grow in the real world. Let's take a look at the first point. Becoming successful is one thing, and staying successful is truly another. Now, how you deem success is completely down to you, and the definition of success is so broad depending on your own desires. What makes it a little harder to understand is that not all of us know our own wishes and dreams yet, but stay true to yourself and you will find your goals at some point or another. I would say, don't just think I'll figure it out one day. Put a little bit of time towards it and a little bit of thought every day, and eventually you're going to know what's right for you and your own journey becomes clearer. Now, if you have an idea on what you want, or at least what success means to you, then we're ready for that quote. To get to your desired success takes serious work, and to stay there also takes serious work. Most people neglect this, and they fall off when they finally get what they want. I want you to take this into account when starting your journey. So would you be happy when you get to your desired success? Are you willing to keep working to maintain that success? Whether this is getting in good shape, learning a new language, or reaching a top point in your career, all of these require work to stay at the top of your game. What I would say is that sometimes you don't have to work as hard as you originally did, but you'll have to work smarter. You might have the systems that make things easier or more broken down and easier to handle the workload of this success. But either way, you can't just stop and keep the skills and assets you've built. Picture the potential success as a relationship. If you don't continue to work on it or spend time on it, then it will not remain at the top level. Sure, it may continue, but it will never be at the level it was when you gave it your full attention. Sorry I keep going into tangents, but it brings me nicely on to another point, which is never to have too many goals. Jim Collins once said, "If you have more than 3 priorities, you don't have any." This quote really looks at a very important point in a very simple way. Imagine this as if it was Minecraft. Do you think you could have 5 different Minecraft worlds running at the same time from scratch, devoting the same level of energy into each of them, and get a great level of output of builds in all of them, compared to, let's say, 2 worlds? No. You have more time focused into 1 or 2 worlds or goals obviously means you're going to have better results on the focused ones rather than dividing your attention across loads of different ones. Sure, you could have 5 cool worlds or ideas that you take into a good level, but you can never take it further or get to the same point that you could have if you just devoted your attention to a few things rather than loads. Less really is more. Managing risk, avoiding unnecessary mistakes, and preserving success and happiness matter more than chasing high, quick thrills. Now, risk, as we already know, is great. We love taking risks as it keeps us working hard and progressing towards our goals. Avoiding unnecessary mistakes, let me repeat that, unnecessary, because mistakes are good if they're created to learn and grow from. However, unnecessary mistakes are different. This would be a thing like not putting in the effort, not meeting deadlines, not doing the work to your own abilities, and not focusing, or even adding your own personality to something. Don't fear mistakes. I see them as hurdles, but don't make mistakes that are easy to avoid with habits and commitment. Protect your success and happiness. Don't let your hard work go to waste by stopping your work or delaying it. And definitely never sacrifice your happiness. Honestly, from my experience, if something is becoming a chore, then you need to question, are you actually passionate about it? I'm not saying when you're passionate about something, it's never boring. And of course, certain aspects of that project might be a pain. But honestly, if you're thinking, why am I doing this? I don't enjoy this anymore. Then you really need to decide if you continue down the same path. First, look at the option to change the perception or make it fun again. This could be a simple adaptation to bring the idea back to why you started it. Long projects can sail away from the original reasoning, and this isn't going to be good in the long term. When looking at this statement about preserving happiness, it's also important to note that time blocking projects and ideas is key, because happiness does come from spending time with family, friends, and doing things you enjoy, like watching YouTube, for example. Give yourself free time to do whatever you want, because often this is the time when you actually come up with your greatest ideas. It's not when you devote all your attention to the idea itself. It's when you're relaxing. Contentment plays a crucial role in long-term happiness and career success. Now, we have covered this briefly over the course of the video, but enjoyment and fulfillment is key for doing something long-term. You really have to want to do something in order to be happy, and doing it long enough to become successful. This really does go hand in hand, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then honestly, you won't work hard enough to become successful. At least you won't become the top of that field without some degree of joy. Even if that joy comes from the people you work with, this is something you need to look for in everything in life. Of course, everything isn't going to be fun, but being content with your choices will promote long-term success and happiness. Find things to keep you content, and I promise you will live a very fulfilling life, filled with fun and exciting moments that you'll treasure for a lifetime. This is why I don't play creative mode on Minecraft. I don't enjoy the game mode as it's not a challenge. Therefore, I quickly get bored, and after a few builds, I completely give up and stop working towards the world. The same can be said for the real world. If you don't see the challenge or you're bored, you'll either give up completely or not get to your true potential, as you don't see the need to work harder in your role. I would say find something that rewards work, not hours. If you have a job or a passion that simply rewards you for the time you invest in it rather than the work you generate, then you don't have the need to work harder. Reward work, not hours. Wealth is what you don't see. True wealth lies in unseen financial assets, peace of mind, strong relationships, good health, and freedom. Focusing solely on visible wealth, money, possessions, can lead to dissatisfaction. Honestly, I don't even have to adapt these statements. I love it. True wealth lies in unseen financial assets. Wow. Social media is amazing. Truly groundbreaking, as I mentioned at the start of the video. And if you use it right, it can spur you into doing special things and motivate you to grow as a person. One thing social media is guilty for is this pressure on money. The perception of wealth on social media is normally put down to cars, houses, holiday, but true wealth in life is happiness itself. And you can quote me on that. I'm extremely wealthy in my life because I have a great relationship with the people I surround myself with. I have a strong peace of mind and good health and freedom in the areas I wish to have freedom from. I do of course work a 9 to 5, but I fill my free time with things that I want to do, like this channel, and things I think will improve my overall mental health, like exercise, spending time with loved ones, and relaxing. And honestly, that life for me is amazing. I'm happy, and in the way I look at it, I am extremely fortunate and wealthy in life. Now this page is dedicated to helping you become life wealthy and growing you in areas you wish to grow in. I think with the right push and daily motivation, anything is possible. Keep striving for greatness, and if you ever feel down or need someone or a group of people to get behind you, come back to this channel. We're here to push you to achieve greatness in whatever you want to grow in. I've already seen people coming back to my page and growing on a daily basis. Not everyone comments and not everyone likes, but I see you, and I know that if you listen to even a fraction of this, you're on the right path. Don't listen to the pressure people apply on you. Instead, take control and apply your own pressure. At the end of the day, you're the pilot of your life, so fly that plane as high as you want. I know that in time you'll reach everything you've ever wanted and everything you've ever wished for. And the final point there, focusing on solely money-related goals will lead to dissatisfaction. This is a fact. Never neglect loved ones. Never neglect everyday tasks. And most importantly, never neglect your own needs. You are the most important person in all of this, because if you don't focus on your own needs, your plane won't even leave the ground. Work on your own plane so that even the worst turbulence can't throw you off your course. One more time. Work on your own plane so even the worst turbulence can't throw you off your course. Embrace the journey, turning hurdles into stepping stones. We've travelled through a landscape of ideas and stories, each one a beacon guiding us towards becoming our best selves. We've delved into the essence of motivation, the wisdom in embracing risk, and the valuable lessons hidden in our mistakes. Now let's take a deeper dive into these themes to see how they weave together to form a tapestry for our growth. Embrace challenges. Life is an adventure filled with quests and challenges that shape who we are. Think of each challenge as a riddle, waiting for you to unlock its secrets. With every challenge you overcome, you're not just moving past an obstacle, you're collecting the keys to unlock your potential. Remember that the mightiest oaks grow strong in contrary winds. Learn from mistakes. Every mistake is a story with a lesson at its heart. Like a scientist, you can experiment with life, and sometimes the experiment doesn't go as planned, and that's okay. Each mistake is a chapter in your book of experience, teaching you more and more about the world and yourself. Embrace them, for they are the plot twists that make your story remarkable. Take calculated risks. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind in your hair, and the world of possibilities at your feet. Taking a risk is learning to fly. It's scary at first, but once you spread your wings, you'll discover new horizons. Risks are the seeds from which your dreams will bloom. Water them with courage and watch your garden grow. The power of yet. The word yet is a bridge between now and the future. It's a promise that on your journey, it's a promise that you are on a journey, not at a dead end. When you say, I can't do this yet, you're telling yourself that you're in the middle of becoming, and every effort brings you closer to your goals. It's a small word with the power to open big doors. Here's some quotes to inspire you. Life is a canvas, and every action paints a stroke. Choose your colours wisely and create a masterpiece. The stars only appear in the darkness. Be the light that reveals them in your life. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a brave step. Take it and start the adventure of a lifetime. Every sunrise is an invitation to brighten someone's day. Rise, shine, and spread joy. And finally, your next move. As this video comes to a close, think of it not as an ending, but as a beginning of your next chapter. The world is a vast stage, and you are the lead actor in your own play. Write your script with intention, act with conviction, and when the curtain falls, take a bow, knowing that you gave it your all. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. If you've made it to this point in the video, I want to thank you so much. I've put so much effort into this video, and if any of you are still here at this point, it was worth every second of it. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you took at least one lesson from this. Let me know in the comments the lesson that you learned from this video. And just like one of the last quotes said, rise, shine, and spread some joy.